Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? One of the coldest nights in New York, New Jersey. Actually, yesterday was, I think. And this is also actually cold. Okay? I don't want to again turn my podcast into weather report. But if you look at it, Celsius is minus 9 degrees Celsius, which translates into feels like 16 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, degree F. Listen, I gotta get up early tomorrow because I had to get my epidural shot, sciatica. So I'm not gonna be able to do a whole overline podcast. I'm sorry. Why are you rushing so much into this, sir? Well, I mean, I just told you. All right. Hopefully, this will actually give me some relief from the pain and etc. etc. Right. And temperature inside is 68 degrees, as you can see, right? Jesus. I would like it to be 75, 74 would be nice. What's new? All right, well, Trump got inaugurated, our new 47th president. I mean, he got elected again. And with a sweep, Republicans, and without talking politics, I'm hoping for the better. And then, for me, the biggest thing, obviously, is that, my wife's immigration visa, and we've been waiting for that, we're still waiting for the schedule. And I'm hoping with all your prayers and your well wishes, all of you out there, 6 of my listeners, that she'll be interviewed soon, It has been very hard. It's becoming harder and harder for us. And she needs to be here. She deserves to be home. She deserves to be with me. I deserve to be with her. 2 years, man, more than actually 2 years. 28 months. So I sent the email to NVC and whoever else, and I'm just hoping that they will basically schedule it soon. In any case, yeah, sometimes just makes me gloomy, and I just feel bad for myself, feel bad for her, you know. Although weather-wise, if she comes here after March, that'll be better for her. But doesn't matter, if I can be here in this weather, at least, if she gets her interview scheduled, that's the most important thing, man. All right, everyone. And also, keep your fingers crossed for me that my pain is subsided. Tomorrow, the doctor's office called me and, they were telling me what's going to happen. Are you going to drive up here, sir? I'm like, no, I'll take an Uber, because they give you local anesthesia, and that still like makes you feel a little weird. I understand that, and so let's see what happens. Hopefully, I think it's like a half an hour procedure, and then it should be over, right? Oh shit! I gotta make sure that I take my health insurance card with me. They're gonna ask for the actual physical card. All right, everyone. I know it has been tough for us up here because of the weather, and we had that fucking snow, and then and then the frigid temperatures, right? Right after the snow, with snow on the ground, which turns into a fucking ice, you know. But at least I got the tires changed for my Jeep, and I think all the problems are gone. I mean, even the engine sign's gone now. I don't know what the fuck the problem was. The heating issue, which I also actually addressed it, last Saturday, I think. Was that last Saturday? No, Saturday before. Last Saturday, I had late lunch with my ex-colleagues and my friend and my ex-secretary. They came as well. We had a good time. Although, the restaurant here, Liberty House, they rushed us into like ordering things, and I think we ate just like I ate too much, I realized. And then I came home, and then I worked for an hour, and then I ate again, you know. And then Sunday, obviously, we watched that game. Oh my fucking god! I mean, I didn't watch the earlier game, but I watched the division playoffs. The divisional prior to playoffs, which are next Sunday. And which game I watched? Oh, Ravens versus Bills. And Bills actually won. I was out with some friends and we were watching, and that whole bar was packed. This Sunday is going to be the same thing, I think, because Sunday obviously are the playoffs, right? Why don't they have playoffs like one Sunday? Why don't they have one playoff? So playoffs, NFL playoffs are like the what do you call semifinals prior to final, which is the Super Bowl, right? It's just different names, all right. And and so next Sunday, I mean, again, without turning my podcast into a sports commentary, right? But I like to watch football now, more than soccer or any other, games. Although golf, I like to watch too. However, I want to get back on the turf, sir. This time, I'll make sure that I don't have those fucking violent swing, at the what do you call at the drives, right? Just so I want to get like 150 yards. I don't want to fucking do that because I don't want to hurt myself. And and I'm just gonna play 9 holes. The Skyway golf course up here is nice because it's not very big. It's kind of like small and intimate 9 holer, right? And I'll be the first one to get there. Beginning of season, which is when like March. But then the whole thing again with my wife, that's very important for us now. It is becoming more and more of a priority. Obviously, she misses me. I miss her. Um, and we are at the mercy of the embassy and the immigration people. And I sent them a nice like logical email explaining to them. And in any case, so what else is going on? What else is going on? Let's just change the subject for a few, right? Um, February is the kind of like after Super Bowl. It's kind of the depressing month. 'Cause there's really nothing going on, and it's still fucking cold, right? Just as cold as it's now. Uh, and last year, during this time, I was down in Florida. But this time, we were hoping that my wife's case would be interviewed, she would be interviewed, and then we'll make some other plans. Uh, and that's where we stand now. It just sucks. It just sucks. All right, everyone. So I don't really have any topics to discuss, to be honest with you. And again, I don't want to. It's already 10 o'clock. I don't want to. I don't want to, like, especially tonight, since I had to get up early tomorrow, and I don't want to really, go on about just like talking without making any sense. Well, I mean, that's the whole podcast. I'm just, I just talk shit. I mean, I don't care, you know. But one thing I gotta really do is that I gotta sort of like self reflect, which is, I think, kind of an overused word. Over and under, it's over, right? Self reflection. But what, the past, or just the past week, or the weekend? Yeah, and see, this the problem is that if you are alone, living alone, and which I have been living alone for a long time, although I'm not alone now, I'm married, but still, I still live. I mean, my wife is not here, so when I'm out, then it just, the night drags on, and just the thought of, coming to the empty apartment and all that, right? And sometimes just it becomes too much, and I mean, nothing bad, but just like, I'm too old, and in this fucking weather, which is frigid, frozen tundra, I can't afford to like be out, even watching like, I have watching like football, or oh, by the way, so there's Australian Open tennis is also going on these days, all right, which is pretty cool. I like to watch tennis, but it's not as fun as like fucking football, I think. I mean, soccer is okay, but then also I don't have any, I don't have any, what do you call, I don't have any, I don't have any, what, how am I saying, I don't have any uh time. I mean, I sometimes I feel like I have a lot of time, and then I feel like I don't have time. I'm supposed to actually watch one of the playoffs at my ex-boss's house, because he also needs some help with his HVAC. And one of our other colleagues, we said that we'll go there, but I want to watch both games, and I don't want to. Um, and I don't want to, I don't want to be up there in Westchester. He lives in Westchester, and then watch the first game, and then rush back to Jersey City and to watch the second game. So let me see. What's the gap between the two games? All right. So I had to figure it out. Let's see. NFL playoff timings. NFL playoff timing, right? Oh shit. Oh, so the earlier one is at 3 o'clock actually, and then the later one is 6:30. Oh, I see. Um, so the earlier one is Commanders and Eagles, then the later one is 6:30 Bills and Chiefs. I had to ask them which one are we watching. I would rather watch the first one there, and then come back to Jersey City for the later one, right? Because more fun. Um, excuse me. So let's see. Sorry, I'm just doing a text message here. All right. So I gotta figure it out. I gotta text them. I'll text them and see what's up. All right, everyone. So I mean, nothing really exciting besides that. Boring as my life is. Um, just the weather alone limits your fucking mobility. It sucks. All right. Okay. So are you going to just keep complaining about the weather, sir? I mean, what else is there to talk about? I'm sorry, I'm gonna sound like so fucking boring tonight in my podcast. I don't know. I'm kind of gloomy and sort of you know. As the time drags on, I think more about me and my wife and why we're not together. I might actually. I don't know. If this fucking thing drags on, then I might in February. I might after Super Bowl. I might just go back to Pakistan, Islamabad, and stay there for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks with her. Because we still need to be together at least for a few weeks. So let's see what happens. But the sad part is that then I come back by myself. That's the sad part. And in any case, all right. Without being too fucking gloomy and depressing, you know, and just please keep us in your well wishes and thoughts, and I know you do, and it hasn't been easy for us, especially last year. Just been a fucking disaster in many ways. I mean, and this thing has just made me angry, and I even told my wife, listen, let's just take it easy, especially when I get up, because I get up with fucking pain and I don't have any breakfast yet, and then I don't want to. Just you already are grumpy, right, in the morning. But who the fuck knows, what you've seen in the fucking dreams, which I don't really care at this point in time. Even if somebody shoots me in the dream, I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. Because those are dreams are just fucking dreams. They don't mean anything. Unless somebody said, oh, wait a minute, consciousness is our consciousness, which is created by our brain, right? Because we think, and we are higher, what, harmonize, um, with a higher IQ. And so this consciousness actually is somehow connected to a universal consciousness, which I don't know. All right. It might be, but then there's probably in some other fucking dimension that we can't, like, have a grasp on, right? So, if I mean, without changing the fucking topic, if that's the case, right? If our consciousness is actually really connected to some sort of an universal consciousness of the universe, right? Which is basically, oh, this physicist who was on Joe Rogan's podcast, Thomas, whatever the hell his name was, I forgot, Campbell, Thomas Campbell. That he is of the opinion that this whole thing is a simulation, because this whole thing is created by the consciousness, which he calls the God, the universal consciousness, right? And the universe, which I think Rogan calls the universe the God, or some sort of a higher, sort of a higher state of existence. Is that what it is? In any case, what the hell I was talking about? Then I went on to other topics. Oh yeah, so like I got to make sure that I don't get angry, and especially if my wife says something, and then I'm already worked up, right? And this, just like I feel like I need, like, more calmness, tranquility, and and that's why I tell her now, especially now that we are still not together, two years in, more than 2 years, And both of us are worked up because of the whole thing with immigration and etc., right? And so I just take I just try to take it easy in the morning, and I don't call my clients, or I don't do anything until I at least I have like my eggs and my potatoes and my breakfast, right? My bread, whatever basic breakfast I do, or if I go to bagel, in any case. So that's where my life is now, and I think that's the reflection. And then I just got to make sure that I have some calmness and not like getting worked up on small things. um because this is not a, I mean, this is really not a good time for us. you know and I'm not asking for something above and beyond. Both of us, we want to be together. It's simple as that, at the mercy of the immigration system. And I'm hoping that with this whole new system that Trump is, I don't know what the hell he's going to do with the immigration system. And I mean, I completely agree that if you are going to a country, if you want to be in a country, you should be there legally, right? And again, it makes me worked up that people come here illegally, whatever means, and just walk into this country, while I have to wait for my wife for fucking 24 to 30 months, 2.5 years, legally speaking. We're doing everything right. So that's where we are. And that's, I think that's one of my self reflections. And I got to make sure that I remind myself of that. But then my problem is that I just I just get into this bursts of anger, and it has become actually more because of sciatica, which is basically a neuropathy, right? Neural. So I think it's affecting my fucking brain. That's why I need to get this cortisol injection. And the cortisol injection, and hopefully that gives me some relief and not fuck up things, right? Hopefully nothing goes wrong. And 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 then I got to take a lot of deep breaths. I think when you have a like a high energy personality, with like fucking high metabolism rates, and even the higher, like sometimes higher fucking heart rates and all that, right? You need to calm your heart, and the speed of heart, not speed of heart, sir, heart rate. That actually is more important for for people like me who have a high metabolism, because your heart is constantly working, and if you're getting angry, it actually gets worse, because heart rate goes up, and it multiplies, and it's not good. All right. So that's why they say you take a deep breaths and do something calm, yoga and all that. But just that you have, yeah, you have to keep yourself in control, sir. You know. What's the other thing? But again, my own mantra, which is the other thing, is the balance of life, which I don't have. You know, I never had a balance of life in my life. Between the family and work and whatever, friends and other extended family and pleasure and hobbies. I don't know. That's what some of us, we have lived all our lives, without just keeping that balance, because from the beginning nobody taught us. Even sometimes I blame my father that he's one of the most educated persons from the mountains, but then he's book educated, because he doesn't really have a practical. experience either, so I shouldn't be blaming him, especially at this age. Doesn't matter. So you gotta teach your things yourself, all of these things, in life, and sometimes, you realize them later in life, and you realize you don't have the balance. You don't have, balance of giving time to work and then giving time to your loved one and then your friends, and that's the balance of life, and that's how us humans have evolved, unless we turn into some sort of cyborgs and then and then we become machines, which I don't think so. Our biology, our structure, our bones, our flesh and blood and everything still going to be the same. All right. So um and then you have to just have some laughs too with your friends. That's very important. Otherwise the life becomes so fucking meaningless and joyless, because you come home, you go to work or you work from home, and then if you don't have some good close friends whom you can have some laughs with and some good time, and then spend your time with your loved one, right? And then whatever hobby else you need to pursue. Obviously the other thing for us is, and especially us who have gone through COVID, people who have had businesses, and I had to take that fucking loan, and which is not good. And I still think about, like, how am I, I had to basically pay that loan back until I die. But that's what it is. That's like the fucking mortgage, right? So that's what it is. And I just realized that I just have to basically just keep tilling the land until the land grows, whatever the hell the land grows, right? I'm trying to grow, and these things are just out of life. So you gotta live your life with some degree of happiness, some joy, some something even like smaller, something smaller that actually makes you happy. And then I was actually, and this is very important, all right? It's kind of late for me, but maybe for you young people, whether you are, male or female. And this is what Joe Rogan said. I think not in his latest podcast. Somebody was asking him a question, I think, in many, many years, many, many moons ago. I mean, Joe Rogan is like the godfather of podcasts, and, he talks about anything and everything. He has a lot of experience with life too, from his own childhood, and just like all of us, every one of us, except that I think he sort of like figured out in like a really early age that you basically pursue, you think about something that you really like, right? And as a hobby, or even you can turn that into your full-time job or whatever, right? I guess in his case was stand-up comedy. Obviously, I mean, nobody. I mean, not everybody can be a stand-up comedian. I think I should have actually pursued that. Even though I came to this country, I was already 28. Right? Doesn't matter. But like nobody told me, and I didn't even think about that. And all I was just basically doing, just like anybody in their late 20s, early 30s in this country, and especially like being in a city, proximity to suburbs of New York, you just basically party. But then, and then just pursue whatever relationships, whatever, right? Basic things in life, primal, right? But then, you also have to like find some sort of a hobby that you like, and then you just keep doing it. You just keep doing it, doing it, doing it until you get really good at it. And if you can't get any better at it, then you say, all right, I really like this, but I don't think I can do this. Then you basically find something else. I'm talking about just something that you like in life. Besides your whatever 9 to 5 job, right? Even your 9 to 5 job, you want to do something that you really like, you enjoy doing. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to like fucking turn my podcast at the end of this session to give advice to young people. But that's a fact of life if you think about it. Because when I think about it now, I realize, holy shit, he's right. I should have actually, I don't know, maybe I should have pursued golf when I was 28 or 29. Or something, something other than just like working and I don't know, stand-up comedy. I'm not sure about that because that's a skill. But then that's like any other skill, any other skill of hobby or whatever makes you happy, satisfied, right? And so keep that in mind. I mean, people who are from the mountain, they don't, unfortunately, poor people, they don't have anything really. They don't have a lot of opportunities, so they have to do whatever they can to just survive and have a job, because that's the most important thing. I mean, to have a job here is also most important thing. You have to pay your rent, you have to pay for your food and everything, right? But then you just don't want to do that and then be miserable, in the depths of your consciousness. You realize you're not happy. Why are you doing this? Blah blah blah, right? I'm not saying that you go on a suicidal mission with your career, but you do something on the side that makes you happy, you know. And I think like golf for me is a good hobby, and I like that. I mean, I can't really restart the clock of my life at the age of 51, so maybe I will also maybe do maybe once in a week, if February, if I don't go to Pakistan to meet my wife or whatever happens with our kids, hopefully something really positive soon. Maybe I'll go, I'll go do stand up for a few minutes, whatever. This time I'll prepare, as opposed to the disaster last time I did that, right? Completely unprepared, and Jesus Christ. And I made a fool of myself. In any case, all right, everyone. This is it. This is the podcast for this time. I'm assuming you all are having a great start of the week. Stay warm. Make sure your heating system is working. All right, boiler or whatever it is. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you all next week.